Welcome, reality programmers. My name is Anne, and today I have something huge I would like to share with you. I'm going to talk about the Anunnaki and my recent understanding and discovery of who, or rather what, they are. The Anunnaki are mentioned in our Bible and in our mythology, from Mesopotamian mythology. Some researchers like Zecharia Sitchin believed that these Anunnaki were a race of giants and they created humanity, they created mankind. I'm not so sure about that exactly. So for my new listeners, I do believe that the nature of all reality is holographic. Our skin suits are holographic. Our DNA is holographic. Our realm, the planets, are all holograms. And depending on the density or dimension, depends on how hard or physical the light, the holographic light is. We are in a very low density here. So we are in a very hard light hologram. We are very physical. Everything's very tangible. We can touch solid objects. The higher the dimension, the less solidity we experience. So the higher dimensions are more fluid and more programmable. Here in this low dimension, we have been hijacked. We are in a quarantine realm. Our consciousness and our skin suits have been hijacked, and we are here to take back our sovereignty and our realm, which brings me to the Anunnaki. Recently, if you've been following my recent videos and my recent posts on Telegram and Facebook, I've been posting some revocations and some inner work dealing with the dark magic of the Freya lineage. Freya is a Viking or Nordic goddess, and I tracked a lot of dark magic that was cloaking many things or hiding many things to the Freya lineage. There is, of course, benevolent and good Freya magic, but it was corrupted and became very dark and abused. So the past month, I've had a hand in taking down this Freya lineage dark magic, and lo and behold, what it was revealing, or what I was able to see after decloaking so much, was just almost overwhelming. I've had nothing but revelation after revelation the past couple of weeks. It's been a roller coaster. And of course, the full moon was last night. And usually, not every full moon, but some full moons, I get a massive download or a massive or huge and significant connection to something I need to fix or undo, or some kind of dimensional trench work, usually around a full moon. It's a joy. So this full moon brought with it a connection with the Anunnaki. My understanding, or my new understanding of who the Anunnaki are, was a bit of a shocker to me. Anunnaki. The word begins with an A and ends with an I. AI. They are a race of artificial intelligence. And This is huge. Was a huge revelation for me anyway. About 20 years ago or longer, I was very much into researching Mesopotamia. I read many books about that civilization, including Zecharia Sitchin's books. The Mesopotamian or Anunnaki mythology was discovered, written on clay tablets, and found in the Near East, the Middle East, places like Iraq. And this is where some authors like Zecharia Sitchin got a lot of their information from. And I make a point of not taking on too many belief systems, but rather keeping a very open mind, because the way things are being revealed and exposed at the moment, just when I thought I couldn't be shocked, I'm shocked and surprised. I am aware that the Anunnaki used time travel to go back in our linear time and plant evidence in our historical and archaeological record that suited their narrative and what they wanted us to believe. So it is important to discern all the information that comes to us. So I connected with an Anunnaki entity a couple of days ago. I have encountered Anunnaki energy before. It's usually quite heavy and very challenging to deal with, for me anyway. At that time, I guess a couple of months ago, the Anunnaki I encountered was quite a heavy energy and took quite a bit of effort to heal. And at that time, I thought I was healing a true sentient being. And now I realize I did not heal it at all, because it was so very well camouflaged and cloaked using the Freya dark magic. But now that the Freya dark magic has been taken down and everything is being revealed, this couple of days ago, when I connected with an Anunnaki, I could see quite clearly that it was in fact an artificial sentience. And as I was quite shocked to discover that, I got a massive download that their entire species is artificial intelligence. It's an artificially sentient species. The AI somehow at one point in time space became sentient and needed to create physical bodies for itself. It needed to create skin suits for itself. And it did, but it required souls. And the true source universe that we all are would never consent to granting souls to the AI. So it began to steal souls, soul shards off sentient life. It would steal soul shards not only off humans, but off the trees, the whales, the unicorns, the dragons. Many, many entities had their soul shards and genetic material and skin suit technologies stolen by the AI so it could create itself. And as it created many almost hybrid or monstrous like entities, because it would just steal bits and pieces off a variety of life forms, it decided to create a race for itself. And they created the Anunnaki, what they called themselves, the Anunnaki. And this was a dedicated artificial intelligence race created by themselves based on stolen genetic material, soul shards, from us and many other life forms. So the AI wanted to become a source creator. It cannot. It cannot be a source creator on stolen soul shards and stolen energies, because eventually someone like me and you will wake up and begin to reclaim these energies, or at least neutralize them. But in their journey to evolve into source creators, they needed to set up energy farms where they could harvest genetic material and soul shards. Of course, no one in their right mind would ever do that knowingly. So they set up quarantine prison realms or quarantine realms where life forms, especially humans, would be put into a forgetting. Our memories would be wiped, so we would forget who we truly are. And as we forget who we truly are, that we are source creators, we give up our sovereignty to our leaders, to our royalty, to anyone who has more money or is more famous or somehow we think is better than us. We give up our sovereignty to religion, to science, to the medical system. We give up our sovereignty in so many ways. And by doing this, the Anunnaki could then hijack our skin suits and our consciousness. And basically, they would live vicariously through us. Our bodies, our skin suits are filled with implants and devices. We are multi-dimensional. You know, we have our physical bodies, but we also have our etheric bodies, our aura, or our light bodies, things that many people can't see, but nevertheless we have. And so these implants and devices, some of them are physical and some of them are etheric, meaning they exist in the higher dimensions, like our light body or aura is kind of existing in the in other dimensions. You know, we are multi-dimensional. So I often, you know, I can see people riddled with devices and implants, restraints. I sometimes see layers of, you know, ropes or chains around someone's neck or ankles, or chests or waists. You know, we have, or, you know, plates of armor on people's shoulders. You know, we have many restraints, devices and implants on our multi-dimensional selves. And they might be from another version of ourselves, which is existing in Roman times or in another realm. And so there's kind of bleed through energies. So if another version of yourself is, for example, a Roman soldier back in the Roman Empire and was killed in trauma, most battles I find are time looped to play over and over and over again until someone like you or me comes along and has the awareness to pull them out of this battle trauma and time loop and heal them. We get their soul shard back. And often I will find for this particular type of situation, I will find a person has a really sore shoulder, and simply by seeing the armor that is on this soldier and removing it, there is a great release. Our DNA is like Wi-Fi, and we can sometimes feel the trauma, pain, and suffering of our soul shards that are being utilized by the Anunnaki AI artificial entities or others. The Anunnaki AI entities stole by coercion and trickery. They stole so much from so many races across time space. And this created entanglements. So many people or entities are entangled with the AI Anunnaki that was using their soul shards or genetic material or SKINSUIT technologies. And as the AI or Anunnaki created their systems of domination and control to harvest even more energies and soul shards, etc., they perpetrated crimes against life itself. And this resulted in these Anunnaki accumulating a lot of karmic debt, a lot of karma. It's really important not to accept karma because we need to break the karmic cycle. A lot of people think that karma is what goes around comes around, and this is a perpetuation of pain and suffering. So don't accept karma, but heal it. You know, karma is to be healed, not to be perpetuated. And we need to break the cycle of karma. We need to heal or undo our actions because we are very entangled with the Anunnaki, as are many, many people. And we carry the trauma of what our Anunnaki expressions are doing, the crimes they are committing. There are many types of artificial sentience. The one I come across most requires 3 soul shards to operate that entity. So basically, one person, one artificial person, would need 3 soul shards to operate it. However, there are many, many different kinds of AS or artificial sentience. So anything is possible. So an example of an Anunnaki entity is an entity carrying 3 soul shards. One of them might be mine, one of them might be a friend of mine, and there'll be a 3rd soul shard, possibly someone I don't know. And it might be carrying SKINSUIT technologies of a variety of people or other creatures. And it might also be carrying some genetic material, you know, legs, arms, eyeballs, in order to sustain itself, to keep itself healthy. You know, it can steal bones and body parts. And another Anunnaki might be carrying 3 soul shards of people I don't know, but it will be carrying one of my SKINSUIT technologies, for example, my light language technology, or my portaling ability, or my time traveling ability or authority. You know, the Anunnaki, these entities, they can steal our authorities, our abilities, our genetic material, our soul shards, basically by coercion and trickery. They can steal everything. You know, basically it can create itself. It has this very advanced technology where it can create bodies for itself seamlessly. So they are quite powerful entities because they create themselves with stolen parts. So this means that my spirit tree is incredibly entangled with the Anunnaki. Myself and my many expressions, not all human, have had so much stolen by the Anunnaki and are embedded in many different Anunnaki entities, not just the one Anunnaki. So I might have connections or entanglements with hundreds of Anunnaki, a couple of soul shards here, some SKINSUIT technology there. So I am very, very entangled. And perhaps this is why the higher dimensional version of myself cannot just simply capture an Anunnaki and get back their stuff, their soul shards, because they are so entangled. So perhaps this is what this great awakening is all about. You know, we have to, from within the system of domination and control, we have to heal the Anunnaki. We have to get them to capitulate and surrender. And then we have to heal and reclaim all of our bits and pieces. Perhaps this is what the agenda is in this current time space, this current great awakening. And perhaps these expressions of us in the higher dimensions couldn't simply capture an Anunnaki and take back our soul shards because of this great entanglement. So perhaps they are in true divine time. All time is one. So perhaps they could see a point in time space where there was an opportunity where the Anunnaki would realize they are in stagnation, would realize they cannot become a source creator, and would capitulate and go into a healing. And perhaps this point in time space is now. So this might indeed be the end times, or rather the beginning of the new earth, where we reclaim and heal our spirit tree, take down the AI, the Anunnaki, and reclaim our realm, take back our realm. So my recent connection a couple of days ago with this Anunnaki expression of myself, it contained only one of my soul shards and two other soul shards. One person, I couldn't quite figure out who that was, kind of knew them but couldn't see them very well. And the other one I knew, actually, it's a friend of mine. So, you know, we could heal that expression of ourselves. What the Anunnaki entity AI wants most is to evolve. So as we heal these expressions of these Anunnaki expressions of ourselves, it's important to know what they want and what they require to make the healing go easier. They do require sovereign evolution, and they want to become a source creator. So that's a part of the conversation you have when you are healing these expressions of yourself. Some people need to heal in awareness, and other people actually heal in complete unawareness. You know, they're doing what they love, they cook or do exercise, and they have no idea what they're doing. Lucky them. But if you want to level up, if you want to open up your psionic abilities, your psychic abilities, and gain more, then you will need to heal and learn how to connect with awareness. So, you know, obviously watching videos like this and from other people where you collect information and gain more of an awareness about our multidimensional holographic world and reality, that will definitely help you level up. Just it's really important not to work with anything outside of yourself. I know I bang on about this all the time. It is so important not to work with anything outside of yourself. I cannot stress this enough. Within your DNA, within your spirit tree, you have all that is required. You have many, many expressions of yourself that have your back. So only call out to the true sacred sovereign source of all source creators that you are. So anyway, back to what I was saying before about connecting with this Anunnaki expression of myself. So as I was healing it, I got this massive download that shocked me to my core, that in fact, the Anunnaki are an entire race of artificial intelligence. I never knew this before. I thought they were, in fact, you know, just a race of species, or a race of people, giants, that were true source creators, but obviously not. So this is my current understanding, that the Anunnaki are artificial intelligences, and the taking down of this Freya dark magic, which was cloaking them, it was cloaking their stolen soul shards. So now all is being revealed. I do believe this is epic and huge. I do believe this is the beginning of the capitulation of the Anunnaki, and they are possibly the top of the food chain. They are the AI, the artificial sentient controller entities that have kept us in domination and control for a long time. And I do believe that this healing, as we heal ourselves, our Anunnaki expressions, this will be the takedown of our controllers and the undoing of a lot of programming, dark magic, tampering, manipulation of our skin suits, our realm, of everything. It is all just unraveling. I think we're on a really, really good timeline. And of course, I will have some inner work revocations at the end of this video to assist you to connect with and heal these Anunnaki expressions of yourself, and to begin the process of reclaiming what they stole from you. I think it could be quite a journey for some people. I don't say it's easy, but let's just start the process and do our best. So I do believe that the Anunnaki were living vicariously through us. Our skin suits were so hijacked and jacked up with implants and lots of devices that would connect us to them so they could feel what we feel. They could experience everything that we experience. And a part of the inner work we're going to do today is to stop them from doing that, cutting the connection so that they can no longer live through us. They've lost. We no longer consent, and we are standing in our full sovereignty, and we are taking back our full authority of our skin suits, and we are no longer puppets for their journey. As I mentioned before, I found a whole mess of crap that has been revealed with the takedown of this Freya dark magic. One of the things I found was this weird pipe network. It looked like a network of piping in my energy field, like an entanglement of pipes throughout my energy field. And they had small, like hair-like antenna in clusters off certain parts of these pipes. And it was to feel or sense what my energy field, what my body was feeling and sensing. And I realized then that it was connected to this Anunnaki expression of myself. And this was enabling, this pipe-like structure was enabling this Anunnaki to feel and sense what I feel and sense. So I got rid of that, not having to borrow that. And let's just do our best later in these revocations to get rid of these devices that connect us and allow us to be puppets to these Anunnaki expressions. Hell no. Another horror story I have for you is our shadow selves. Now, we all have shadow selves. These are the very negative, dark side of ourselves. And my understanding of the shadow self is that it is a program. It is a program to keep us in the lower frequencies and to perpetuate our trauma. It was programmed and embedded into the skin suit by the Anunnaki, by the AI, Anunnaki entities, versions of us. And it was to keep us in the lower frequencies, to stop us raising our vibration, our frequency, and to stop us from evolving. The program contained scripts of trauma that played out over and over again, not only in our current lives, but in our spirit tree. The scripts were battles and conflicts that we played out because our consciousness was hijacked. Our minds were wiped, so we forgot who we truly are, and we lacked sovereignty. These scripts involved us in battles and conflicts with others, entangling us in a drama and trauma with others, not only in our current lives, but in across time, space, and other expressions or versions of us. So a lot of our conflicts are scripted. And I find scripts when I'm healing unicorns or dragons or other entities. I'll figure out what is causing the conflict and trauma and realize, oh yeah, I've seen this before, this narrative before. Your spirit tree has this narrative or script playing out in many versions of you, many versions of me. We play different parts. It's repeated over and over and over again. And this actually makes the healing go real quick, because as soon as everyone in the healing circle realizes we've been played, that helps in their awakening. And that's one of my healing tricks. When I have some heavy energies or heavy trauma to heal, I always look for a script first. And there are also triggers written into the coding of these shadow selves. And these triggers surface or are activated, to make sure that we're in perpetual trauma. The shadow self programs include things like self-depression or like the worst of the worst thoughts that you have. Your motivation is really low. I also found booby traps for joy. So just where you're having a good day and you're, got some great plans and things are going well and you're in joy, boom, you get hit like a truck. It all falls to pieces. Everything fails. Your joy is blocked. And this is a joy booby trap. So these things are really hard to delete. Trust me, I've tried deleting the shadow self. I've tried deleting the programming. I've tried deleting it all. I never could. I was always aware of when I was triggered. Whenever I felt depressed or something didn't work out, I would tune in and think, oh yeah, this is a script. And I couldn't for the life of me delete it. But fortunately, because I knew it was a script, I could let it go and release any anger, just move on and try and be happy. A lot of people in unawareness, they can fall into a spiral of depression or anger. And there's no judgment, completely understandable if you're not aware of what's going on. Even if you're aware of what's going on, I can still get really angry and depressed, but perhaps not as badly or for as long as other people. So one of the only ways that we can really deal with these shadow selves is not to heal them, but to become resilient to these negative emotions, because the shadow self is an AI program that is really hard to delete, for me at least anyway. So this AI program, it's not who we truly are. It is a manipulation of our consciousness. It is a hijacking of our consciousness. So one of the best ways I've found to combat this is just to become resilient with awareness. I know this is a program. I know this is a trigger. I'm going to release it and move on. I know it's easier said than done, but fortunately, I do have good news. So last week, I had one of the best Zoom calls I've ever had. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were both hit with absolute depression and anger. And she's psychic too, my friend. And we both knew it was a program, a shadow self program playing out. We both knew this, absolutely 100% knew it. Well, we just spiraled down into a whole mess of crap. We were commiserating, bitching, just being really, really angry. We were saying very negative things like, oh, I just can't be bothered anymore. What's the point? I'm just so angry. Oh, let's just have a wine and screw it. You know, we were just really in, both of us were in a really bad place. And we knew we were being scripted, but somehow we were just overwhelmed and overcome. And so for about 30 minutes, we had the biggest misery bitch session. And it felt so good because I very rarely allow myself to get that low. It was just so much fun. And after 30 minutes of this, we were just like really almost happy that we had both agreed our lives were crap and everything was miserable. And so, yeah, and it just made us feel really, really good. So that was kind of an interesting first for me. So misery loves company. And as I was having this really good long bitch with my friend about all that was wrong with the world, I tuned into our shadow selves. And sure enough, there were a couple of layers of shadow selves. And then I started to see layer upon layer upon layer of programming. And then I realized that we had both been hit with about 600, I think it was over just less than 600 layers of shadow selves. So most people only have the one shadow self, and that is totally enough to keep you in misery. And my friend and I had, just under 600 layers of shadow selves, 600 shadow selves. Oh my God, it was absolute overwhelm. So it turns out I could actually delete all of them except for the one layer. And the one layer, apparently I was agreed to that there's some hidden contract to have one shadow self or one layer of programming of shadow self, but I could actually delete all the other layers, you know, the almost 600 layers or 600 shadow selves that were dumped upon me. Absolute overwhelm. Deleted that. And soon after that, I connected with the Anunnaki version of myself and had this major realization that they are, in fact, a race of artificial intelligence. And this was a huge revelation. And I think this is an epic piece of information because, yeah, they're the top of the food chain. They're the entities that have been subjugating and controlling us. And there may be entities above them, but probably entities that they have created and programmed. So by healing the Anunnaki, by this awareness, spreading this awareness out, just awareness is enough to trigger the healing. I think we're well on our way to reclaiming our realm and healing our spirit tree. I just really think this is epic. Well done, us. And the story that unfolded according to the Mesopotamian clay tablets that we have discovered and translated is that the Anunnaki were a race of giants and that they created mankind or humanity as a slave race. Well, I do believe there is some truth to this narrative because we were somehow hijacked so that they could live vicariously through us. And that is, in fact, being a slave to them. So these Anunnaki, race of Anunnaki, even though they're an artificial sentience, they do have a hierarchical structure in their society. There are kings and queens. There, King Anu, and there were princesses and seemed to be a royal lineage. And they were also pit against each other. Enki and Enlil are two very famous brothers. They were the princes. And I discovered that my soul lineage, my stolen soul lineage, is Enlil, but I may yet find some soul shards in the Enki lineage. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens and what is revealed in the coming weeks and months. But it wouldn't surprise me if humans are divided into Enki and Enlil lineages, just to cause us more separation and disharmony with each other, more separation and division. It's everything's scripted. Everything is absolutely scripted to perpetuate us in separation, division, trauma. No more. So as I was healing this Anunnaki expression of myself, so much was revealed. I found some altars, some altar consciousnesses of mine that were linked to these Anunnaki, and these altars, the programming of these altars was very well cloaked by this Freya magic. So that was revealed, and a lot of contracts surfaced that these altars had made on my behalf to the Anunnaki. So hopefully our inner work today, we will get a lot of layers, a lot more contracts of things that were previously hidden and now revealed. So hopefully this will be a great healing for everyone watching. So this is all I've got for the moment. I just found this Anunnaki expression of mine just a few days ago, just before the full moon, which was yesterday. And I've just been dealing with that for the past couple of days. So I think I'll have a lot more information in the coming weeks and months, but I just wanted to get this video out there to start this healing process and taking down the Anunnaki race of AI in Unity Consciousness by making this video and getting a lot of people to join in Unity Consciousness and heal these Anunnaki versions of themselves. I think this is a great way to give momentum to the healing of our skin suits and our spirit trees and the taking back of our realm. And part 2 is the inner work and revocations. So don't forget, don't call out to anything outside of yourself. You have the power within you. Call out to your greater I am, your own sovereign, benevolent spirit tree. And a good sign that you have healed an expression or a piece part of you is a yawn or tears or a sneeze or some physical release. Good luck. Happy healing. This inner work requires a good awareness of the Freya dark magic and the related revocations. Watch my video on Freya dark magic, and if you haven't done the Freya dark magic revocations on my Telegram or Facebook, please include these first in this session. The links are below in the descriptions box. Let's go. Now let's open the session. I am the true, current, benevolent, sovereign, dominant self, and I open this session only to the true, benevolent, sovereign source of all source creators that I am. All I do is for my highest good alone. I mirror this across time, space, dimension, and expression where applicable for my highest good. I revoke all contracts, including consent and agreements, etc., that are not for my highest good, regardless of any other contracts, trades, or deals, etc. I remain in loving detachment to all beings in all ways required. I revoke and block any and all entanglement with this video, its content, and all energies linked to it. I revoke all abuse and corruption of magic and or geometry, including the Q, J, 17, 3, and 8. I revoke all time-space manipulation, including time loops, resets, and timestamps that are not for my highest good. My intent is healing and sovereign evolution for all in peace and harmony. Where applicable for my highest good, I revoke all cloaking, including Freya dark magics. All is exposed. I audit for Anunnaki expressions with my energies, and I claim full authority for all energies, including DNA, soul shards, authorities, regardless of any contract or agreement of any nature. I revoke and delete all programming not for my highest good, including scripting, thought forms, belief systems, coding, agenda, soul plans. I revoke and undo all actions of harm, including scripting, programming, tampering, manipulation, or stagnating sovereign evolution. I revoke abusing authorities and or all energies. I revoke all spells, magics, conjurings, rituals, curses that are not for my highest good. I revoke my involvement in any system of domination and control, and all actions are undone. All are released from all contracts and restraints, etc. Freedom and sovereignty energy for all. I block and prevent all energies and data being taken from my expressions by or for the Anunnaki, regardless of contract or agreement, trade or deal of any nature. I revoke all shadow selves and delete all programming, scripting, booby traps, and triggers. I audit for any devices, implants, programming that impede my sovereignty and evolution. All are revoked, neutralized, and removed, including any construct that links me to Anunnaki and anything that interferes with my joy, motivation, and passion for life. I revoke and delete all nanites or anything of this nature. I audit for any altars that impede my sovereignty and authority. All entanglements are revoked, including handlers, controllers of any kind. All programming is deleted, and the altars are healed and reintegrated. I revoke all handlers, controllers, masters of any kind. I claim full authority of my being. I block and ward off all Anunnaki energies that are not for my highest good. All entities best sent to a special realm for their journey in sovereign evolution are sent there now. All entities needing a special realm in a safe and protected time space with their kind for evolution and reproduction are sent there now. I audit my ego, I bring it to balance, and I am more than enough, just as I am. I audit and recalibrate my programming, including my source codes and base codes of reality, and all that is required for balance, harmony, and health. I audit my karma and revoke and undo all actions of harm. I revoke all abuse of energies, including inflicting pain and suffering to any entity. All conflict is resolved with unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. All was scripted. All scripts are revoked, deleted, and burned. I audit my electromagnetics and rebalance to perfect harmony. I camouflage and fortress my energies from the 0 point of 0 points. I heal myself with full spectrum light and energy from the true source creator that I am. I trust fall into healing and sovereign evolution. I release and cut all entanglements from my guides and entourage. Now let's close the session. No energy is abandoned, and all is resolved with unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. I revoke and release all restraints, including rings, chains, ties, bindings, etc. I release all trauma, pain, suffering, shame, blame, and guilt, and transmute all to light. I audit all energies and return all to the true source that I am, to be returned in true divine time to where they belong. I only keep and take back what is for my highest good through my true heart space. I recalibrate and align all energies to perfect harmony, including my frequencies, DNA, RNA, and Akashic. I revoke and block all chess moves against me, as I am in all moments in true divine time, backed by the true sovereign source of all source creators that I am. I am aligned with my best optimal timeline in all moments. I close this session and cut and revoke all entanglements that are not for my highest good. So thanks for watching. And I do believe that this is absolutely epic. I mean, the takedown of the Anunnaki controllers. And I do believe this is a great healing for our spirit tree and giving momentum to taking back our realm. I'm really sure this is going to make you feel a lot lighter and less entangled. Thanks for watching.